Hi, Scott Orlin with CINEMA-Magazin. I am here with actor Willem Dafoe, not for one, but two different movies he has, The Lighthouse and Motherless Brooklyn. Good time to be an actor. You get a lot of working.
Yeah, things are good.
Let's talk a little bit about The Lighthouse, since
Okay.
we're kind of here now. What is it about that environment that kind of lends itself to, I don't want to say a sense of isolation, but a sense of solitary confinement?
Oh, just because there's no one there. You're in nature, and your job is tied to nature, and it's a series of tasks that are very methodical, and you don't have anyone. You're not really interacting with anyone. In this case, I am interacting with one person, and that is this guy that I'm training basically to do what I do. But still, the basic head of it is very solitary.
Actually, I have to disagree. There's a second character, and that's
Well,
the rain.
Yeah,
Because
the rain.
apparently there was
and
a lot
the
of...
seagulls have a hand in this too.
Let's talk a little bit about that. Not only was there natural rain every day, but they added rain machines.
Yeah, it was brutal because there's a storm and there's heavy weather, but there was anyway. But sometimes the storm wouldn't be there when we needed it to be, so we had to sweeten it, and vice versa. Sometimes when it wasn't there, we didn't need it, it was there. So that's always tricky, shooting on location. But shooting on location on this, where you've built a lighthouse on a peninsula of land that is surrounded by three sides of the Atlantic Ocean, you get some pretty crazy weather. Winds so strong that sometimes you can't walk for fear of being blown into the water, and torrential rains, stinging rains.
It's quite an interesting job that somebody has to have, that every night they have to make sure that lamp is turned on. Looking back over your career, you've been a successful actor for a long time. What's been the craziest job you've ever had to do?
Oh, God. In terms of acting or before acting?
Before.
Before acting? You know, when I was a kid, my father was a surgeon, and he had it's pretty much the only job I ever had, besides being a dishwasher. I was a dishwasher. I worked in a factory that made, bindery that made Playboy magazine. But my job as a kid that I did for quite many years was cleaning my father's clinic. So every night it was taking all the stuff from the lab, and it was it made me very easy about bodily fluids, because I came into contact with them every day. Not my own, besides my own.
Switching gears just again.
That was a good answer.
For Motherless Brooklyn, I mean, obviously Edward kind of turned the novel into more of like a film noir, you know, kind of backtrack the timeline. What do you find interesting about film noir? Because it definitely sets a specific tone and essence to a movie.
Film noir, I'm not always clear what the exact description, the definition is, but I think it's the language of the shooting and the kind of stories they tell. Yeah, I think that's the attraction.
Did you like your character? Because you have brothers as well. I mean, you have siblings.
I do have siblings. I have 2 brothers, 5 sisters. I like the character very much, and the characters, the relationship between my brother and the movie is very interesting. It's almost Shakespearean, because there's great love there, but there's also great disappointment. So we're trying to bring each other down, but somewhere we're also hoping for some reconciliation.
Willem Dafoe, as always, is such a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks.
And this is Scott Orlin. Until next time.